Bonjour, welcome back to Duncan Walsh Motivation. Hope you are well. Today we are coming from sunny Cannes in France. So as in the Cannes Film Festival. The film festival's not on at the moment, but it's obviously August and the film festival's not on then. But what I thought I'd do was I would have this little chat as we were walking round Cannes, having a look around the shops. I don't know whether it'll be a bit of a distraction. I suppose it feels like you're having a conversation while you're walking around looking at the shops, but yeah, we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we'll change it up. It's better than looking at my mug for the duration of this video anyway. So yeah, but the subject matter of the conversation is training when you are tired versus training when you are ill, and knowing when you are tired and when you're actually ill. Okay, so this video was sort of inspired really by I saw a video by David Whitten, who's a great trainer on YouTube. He's got his own channel which I enjoy watching, and I put a link to the description in the description to his channel. And he was going through a training session and said he'd had a bug, and it took me back to the days of when I used to do training sessions and I had commitments. I used to play professional squash, and I'd be traveling to different league games and tournaments, and a lot of the time you had a commitment. People were relying on you to play a match on a particular day, play a league and win, and it didn't really wash to say, oh, I've got a bit of a sniffle today, you know, and just sort of cancel the match. So I've probably had my fair share of training when I was ill, in varying degrees, and the repercussions of that. And one thing that I have learned from that experience is that training through a cold or a bug is always a mistake. For me, it was a good sign. For example, when I had a cold, I'd go to bed at night and you feel like you've got a bit of a blocked nose, and then suddenly one of the nostrils would start streaming, and it was at that point I'd think, yep, okay, I've got a cold. Now, the trick is, for me, at that point in time, you have to rest 2 days. And then if you rest those 2 days, that 48 hours, when the symptoms of the cold go, you are pretty much fine. You've recovered. If you train through those 48 hours, again, this was my experience, when those symptoms go, you can be left with some residual bug or virus, or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but you would be limited in your fitness. You would feel just off all the time. You would feel weaker, as if your red blood cell count was down or something was affecting your oxygen uptake. And it was, that could linger for a number of weeks. So from trial and error, I found that was the best way to, if I rested in those first 2 days, then I didn't get that lingering effect for the weeks afterwards. A good indication as well as whether you are under the weather, for me, was resting heart rate. If my resting heart rate was it was usually about 9 or 10 beats higher than it would ordinarily be. So that was another indicator that I was ill in some way, and to try and get to that discipline of resting 2 days. Unfortunately, with my schedule, it wasn't always possible. I was getting paid to play matches, I was traveling, you've got flights booked sometimes, etc. So it was sometimes you had to push through, but every time it was a mistake. I'd be cursing myself for doing it. I know there's a lot of people that like to train every day, come whatever weather and however they feel, they think, oh, I've got to just push through and just to train every day. And if you're doing that just purely for the sake of training every day, you want to get a number of consecutive days in, and but you're feeling ill, being ill is a different ball game. You know, we're all human, and if you're healthy, great, break records and run through walls. If you're ill, you have to rest. It's as simple as that. You know, otherwise you'll do yourself harm. I know a couple of people actually that gave themselves chronic fatigue. One of them was a guy that was number 2 in the world. He actually wrote a book on it, and it halted his whole career. And that was purely through training, continually training on a daily basis, too long, and on occasions when you're ill. So it is so important to recognise when you're ill and then stop and rest. And even if it's just a couple of days, that can make a huge difference. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll probably do the next video in a similar way, because I've got a bit more footage of Cannes, and actually there'll be more of the beach, because they've got a fantastic beach in Cannes. Yeah, we'll have a look at that and have another little chat then. Okie doke. See you in the next video.